So, but what's this CMIS all about? I'm not sure how familiar you all are with CMIS, but basically 1 year ago, Alfresco and the other biggest vendors of ECM, like IBM, like Microsoft, like EMC Documentum, they joined together into the effort of creating something like SQL for content management, meaning CMIS stands for Content Management Interoperability Services, and it's basically an attempt, well, more than an attempt right now because it entered its final draft status right now. But it's a solution for having a common model and a common interaction protocol between different document management systems. So the idea is that, like in 1991, SQL enabled a whole new class of web application based on distribution of 2 or 3 tiered application. Well, CMIS, we are targeting for it to enable a new class of content-based applications. So having Alfresco federated with a number of other repositories, having a standard way of represent your content. Alfresco, as I said, is investing a lot in this, apart from having 2 committers in the Apache chemistry project. We are working actively in the OASIS committee. We have our chief architect, Dave Caruana, and definitely John Newton in there. We are working on integrations with third-party platforms. So if you look in cmis.alfresco.com, you will find, first of all, Joomla integration, as well as Confluence integration, as well as, I think, another 3 or 4 very interesting integration based on CMIS. And considering that all vendors, SAP included, are moving to CMIS, you see the potential of building an integration based on an open standard instead of yet another custom implementation. Okay, so we're about done with 3.2 community. So let's move a little bit on 3.2 enterprise. 3.2 enterprise is definitely, could even be considered a major release for the number of features that is adding. First of all, as we mentioned, the DoD records management, which service layer is already present in 3.2 community, will be completed with a new user interface for the records managers in the Alfresco 3.2 Enterprise, which is due next month. Then 3.2 Enterprise also adds this new concept in Alfresco of enterprise-only features. What Bill was mentioning before. Basically, we are not, in terms of user features, end user features, community and enterprise will keep offering the same features and capabilities to the users. But one added value of the enterprise releases as of 3.2 is a number of enterprise features more orientated more towards management, ease of installation, typical enterprise features which are basically of no use for the community. And these will be all added packages in the subscription, enterprise subscription of Alfresco. So it is not, they will be included in the subscription package. We will then spend some small time, if we have, on the repository enhancements. We are working a lot on modularizing and making the system more easily administratable in operation, as well as some words on the WCM enhancements. So, as I said, 3.2 Enterprise completes the records management. So, those of you who are familiar with Share know that Share offers the so-called collaboration site. So right now it allows, offers wiki, blogs, calendars, as well as a document library, all typical collaboration, 2.0 collaboration features. Parallelly to that, as of Alfresco 3.2 Enterprise, a new records management site will be offered by Share. So a site which has the same look and feel of the collaboration site, but offers completely different functionalities, like record visualizing, reporting tools for record managers, as well as query tools, as well as the full interactions with the record lifecycle, with the full workflows, with the whole workflows which are related to the records. So this goes in the strategy of new features will have their user interface in share rather than in the existing JSF client. Some words on the enterprise-only features. Definitely the most important, and I've seen it working, is really amazing for who have developed and, let's say, maintained an Alfresco system in production for 3 years, as I did as an integrator. And it's definitely the possibility of monitoring and configuring your Alfresco system at runtime, meaning your Alfresco system is running in production, you need to change whatever parameter is in there, like authentication rather than synchronization, LDAP synchronization policies, as well as indexing, Lucene indexing, as well as all of the Alfresco properties, let's say. Well, now it's all possible to be managed by a JMX. And the interesting thing is that once again here Alfresco integrates over impose, meaning they didn't reinvent the wheel by creating yet another administration console. They just exposed all the configuration and monitoring capabilities via a standard interface like JMX, meaning that you can connect to your JBoss JMX console, to your Tivoli instance, rather than to more advanced tools like HP OpenView. So that's really something that will ease Alfresco maintenance also in the sysadmin arena. Apart from the JMX monitoring, one other very interesting features that we have been asked for at least 1 year by the clients I could hear is definitely the capabilities of configuring content storage policies, meaning at the moment Alfresco writes metadata in a database and content on a file system, which it was predefined via configuration. So right now, directly from the user interface as of Alfresco 3.2 Enterprise, it is possible to configure certain type of content to go in a different storage facility. So I'll give you an example. In the typical case of a migration from another system, you might have legacy content that you want still to bring in a new system, but that is going to be not often accessed. It's not really, there's no real legal requirement around them, and so typically you don't want to spend loads of money into a very high speed and shared SAN infrastructure. So you might decide either on a per content or a per type or a per folder basis, depending on what your repository structure is, to store subset of your data on another storage system. And that also, for example, another use case is helping to maintain a growing system in operation, because imagine that one of your storage systems gets full, you can easily, via the user interface, instruct Alfresco to write on another storage system.